Welcome to another episode of Untold Legends, where we explore the stories found within the worlds of video games, movies, comic books, and anything between. Last time on the Mortal Kombat timeline, we had a Halloween special, the perfect time to cover the downloadable horror movie monsters added as playable combatants, detailing how their inclusion and victories affected the Mortal Kombat universe in terrifying ways. The next character on the list is the red telekinetic ninja, the warrior with no single identity, Ermac.
Let us dance!
We are many, you are but one.
Ermac wins.
Ermac won the latest community vote by a small margin, with Su Hao of all characters gaining more votes than Jax, Melina, and Goro, coming dangerously close to victory. Ermac started life as another character fueled by rumors and speculation among the fans, with no valid shred of evidence of his existence. Unlike Reptile, who started out as a secret character with no real backstory and a copy of other characters' moves, Ermac was introduced with his own unique backstory and moveset.
Ermac wins.
He's a combatant that has skipped several entries, and when he is included in the story, Ermac usually plays the role of an enforcer or henchman with shifting allegiances. But in his early days, his overall place in the universe was still being figured out, until he received an expanded role in Mortal Kombat Deception. He was thrown into a panel of the Mortal Kombat 2 comic book operating Sub-Zero's ship, with no explanation as to who he is, no lines of his own, and never seen again. The Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm animated series made him responsible for leading Shao Kahn's army of red ninjas, whatever the hell those are.
Ermac, prepare the red ninjas for the attack.
Yes, Emperor. Surrender or she is finished!
And the non-canon Mortal Kombat Shaolin monks had him appear as nothing more than a boss in the Warrior Shrine. And he even appeared in the Mortal Kombat Annihilation live-action movie as a throwaway character that generates Noob Saibot from within him for some reason during the final battle. Something completely made up by the filmmakers. So what made the creators of the series decide, let's make a red ninja now? Ermac's development goes all the way back to the original 1992 Mortal Kombat arcade game. Its hidden diagnostics menu showed multiple pieces of information about the arcade cabinet, how many times Reptile was battled. Reptile was known to be a secret character in the game, and at the bottom of the diagnostic screen under Reptile, a mysterious term called Ermax appeared. In computing terms, Ermax is a pluralized contraction of the term error macro, something that was programmed in the arcade simply to catch coding errors. This computing knowledge wasn't well known in the 90s by the average gamer, so what did they think Ermax was? A secret character waiting to be found, of course. Now this is where the Mortal Kombat rumor mill went completely out of control. In the October 1993 issue of Electronic Gaming Monthly, reader Tony Casey sent in his story about encountering a mysterious red ninja called Ermac. He bragged about being the first kid in his neighborhood to discover Reptile, and after beating his friend with a double flawless victory using only punches, a red ninja appeared and said, "I am Ermac, you will never defeat me," and proceeded to whoop his ass, only to disappear as mysteriously as he appeared. He even provided a Polaroid claiming to show Ermac with his victory pose standing in the Warrior Shrine stage. A red ninja. This story opened the floodgates, and readers began sending in all sorts of complicated methods to unlock Ermac, involving finding Reptile, playing on specific stages without blocking, getting double flawless victories using only one punch or kick button, with at least one combo and having your opponent within a small space on the stage. Other players reported seeing a glitch where the ninja characters would flash red and their names would change to Ermac. Playing the Sega Genesis version too much consecutively would cause the screen to flash, the alert error macro would pop up on the screen and Scorpion would turn red. It was all BS. None of this was real. All the stories were made up. No red palette swap existed for the characters in the game. There was no secret method of unlocking the non-existent Ermac, and that original Polaroid photo was a hoax, a doctored photo of Scorpion tinted red. By the 5th revision of the arcade board, Ermac was removed from the diagnostics menu, but it was too late. The world had heard, and was convinced that Midway was hiding a secret character somewhere, and Midway ran with it, enjoying the fan mythology created around the original arcade. By the time of Mortal Kombat 2, they openly trolled players, adding in several hints to Ermac in the sequel, such as Jade appearing and asking, "Ermac who?" But again, no Ermac character existed in Mortal Kombat 2. After years of speculation and fake stories, Ermac made his official debut as a selectable combatant in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. A character essentially created by fans in a way. A red palette swap of the ninjas that story-wise had links to the evil outworld warlord Shao Kahn. Thousands of years before the original Mortal Kombat, Shao Kahn invaded the realm of Edenia after winning 10 consecutive tournaments. He slaughtered its warriors and took the life of King Jared, father of Kitana and husband of Queen Sindel. As punishment for standing against his might, Shao Kahn used his dark magic to rip the souls from the bodies of his Edenian victims, and he fused them together to create the being known as Ermac, one body holding thousands of souls. The power of so many souls fused into one body gave Ermac immense telekinetic powers, and Shao Kahn's dark magic bound Ermac into serving him as his master. For years, Shao Kahn used him as an enforcer and sent him on several missions to impose his will upon others. Ermac remained hidden throughout the first and second Mortal Kombat tournament, but after Liu Kang defeated Shao Kahn, he invaded Earthrealm with his forces, and Ermac joined his extermination squads. During the events of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and Trilogy, Ermac became known as one of Shao Kahn's deadliest warriors. In his non-canon Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 ending, he turns on Shao Kahn, destroys him, and uses his victory to prove his existence to both Earthrealm and Outworld. In the Mortal Kombat Trilogy version, it's revealed that Ermac didn't trust Shao Kahn and planned to absorb his life force to enhance his own power. In the battle, Kahn was killed and the realms were devastated. Then Ermac ruled over them with his own brand of oppression. But in the canon version of events, Liu Kang defeated Shao Kahn, and Ermac, still under Kahn's control, wandered Outworld aimlessly with no sense of purpose and no master to follow. During the events of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, the blind swordsman Kenshi, gifted with similar telekinetic powers, found Ermac and freed him from Kahn's control. For the first time since his creation, Ermac was free to choose his own path forward, and in an act of gratitude taught Kenshi some of his own techniques. Inspired by Kenshi's example, he decided to abandon his previous ways and became a force for good. During the events of Mortal Kombat Deception, Ermac participated in the battle against the resurrected Onaga the Dragon King. During his battles, he met the spirit of the deceased Liu Kang. Liu Kang was in turmoil since his body was resurrected, slaughtering innocent people as an undead monster, and his fellow Earthrealm warriors had been brainwashed by Onaga to serve him. Ermac allied himself with the spirit of Liu Kang and agreed to help him free his friends, while Shujinko, the man that unintentionally resurrected Onaga, fought the Dragon King. Ermac battled against Liu Kang's friends simultaneously, and he was more than a match for them. While they were distracted, Liu Kang's spirit freed them one by one from Onaga's control. Eventually, they were all returned to normal, and Shujinko defeated the Dragon King, but Ermac sensed that a greater danger was coming, and prepared to stand alongside his newfound allies. Soon after, during the events of Mortal Kombat Armageddon, all the realms were in danger of being destroyed, when the combatants fought to claim the reality-destroying powers of Blaze. Ermac joined the forces of light during the final battle of Armageddon, and during the first clashes, he was seen clotheslining Rain. Near the end of the conflict, he appeared alongside Nightwolf to keep Shiva from reaching the top of the pyramid, but Shang Tsung was secretly impersonating him. And in Ermac's non-canon Mortal Kombat Armageddon ending, the fused warrior gains the power of Blaze and uses it to become a literal army.
The energy of Blaze shattered Ermac, separating him into the many warriors who comprised his being. Now each with his own physical form, the Ermacs are linked psychically and act according to their collective consciousness. No longer a mere fusion of warrior souls, Ermac has become an army.
In the canon version of events, Ermac was killed along with most of the combatants, and Shao Kahn claimed the power of Blaze for himself before Raiden reset the entire timeline and formed a new reality stretching back to the events of the original Mortal Kombat. In the altered version of the original tournament, Ermac was present and Shang Tsung used him to test the skills of Liu Kang, only to realize how much of a threat the young warrior was.
Combatants, I present this latest creation of Shao Kahn. He is many warriors, their souls fused into one being. Behold, Ermac!
Be wary, Liu Kang. He is unlike anything you have fought before.
I am ready.
We are many. You are one. We will destroy you.
Liu Kang wins.
He is a greater threat than anticipated.
After his defeat, Ermac left to recover his power in one of his soul chambers, but the regeneration process was interrupted with the intrusion of Earthrealm combatants, and Jax paid the price with a horrible injury.
That's where...
You have disturbed our regeneration process. Ermac. Gotcha!
Stay with me, Jax.
We will break you as well. Not if I break you first.
Sub-Zero wins.
Ermac was defeated by Sub-Zero, and Jax recovered after his arms were replaced by cybernetic parts. After Liu Kang defeated Shao Kahn in Outworld, Kahn invaded Earthrealm, and just like in the original timeline, Ermac joined his extermination squads. After Earthrealm SWAT officer Curtis Stryker attempted to save the life of his friend and partner Cabal, Ermac ambushed him.
Cabal is down. Third-degree burns.
Medevac unit routing to you.
What the?
Say again? Eagle 2, report.
The Emperor will have your soul.
Yeah, come and get it.
Strider wins.
I think I'll be keeping my soul.
And Ermac was encountered again after Cyber Sub-Zero freed several military hostages from Shao Kahn's forces.
Behind me! Come no further, fiend of Outworld!
Sub-Zero wins.
You are not so fearsome.
Fighting Sub-Zero was the last encounter Ermac had before the destruction of Shao Kahn, and his banishment to be punished by the Elder Gods. In Ermac's non-canon Mortal Kombat 2011 ending, Kitana's father emerges from within him and takes ultimate control of Ermac's body.
With Shao Kahn dead, Ermac was no longer bound to him. Anarchy erupted within Ermac as the many warrior souls that comprised his being struggled for dominance. only one had the strength of will to quiet the chaos. The conflict resolved, Ermac returned to Outworld, determined to reunite with his past. Queen Sindel and Princess Kitana were shocked to learn the truth, that trapped among the many spirits within Ermac was their husband and father, King Jared. Though he would never be the Jared they once knew, Ermac would forever serve and protect his queen and the Edenian people.
In the canon version of events, after Shao Kahn's defeat, Outworld was thrust into a state of chaos. Without an emperor, different factions fought for control, but ultimately Mileena took leadership of Outworld, claiming to be Shao Kahn's true daughter and heir to the throne. She came to be known as the Mad Empress, and many believe that she was worse than Shao Kahn himself. With Shao Kahn out of the picture, Ermac became loyal to the ruler of Outworld and served Mileena. But Kotal, one of Shao Kahn's previous generals, wrestled the throne away from her and took over as emperor and casted her out. Mileena formed a rebellion against Kotal, and Ermac fought alongside her and her allies. During the events of the Mortal Kombat X prequel comic book series, Rain was brutally injured in battle, and while he was healing, Ermac warned Mileena that Kotal had enlisted the help of Kano's Black Dragon clan, and she had been betrayed by the Outworld warlord Rico, who was secretly plotting with a cleric from the Chaos Realm, Havoc, to receive the power of a blood god. Mileena was surrounded by traitors on all sides, but Ermac remained faithfully by her side. When they paid a visit to Shang Tsung's island to hunt down Rico, Mileena was attacked by the blood magic powered Scarlet, and Ermac defended her. He paralyzed Scarlet with his telekinesis, and Mileena used her immense power to crash through her legs. Scarlet attempted dragging herself away, but Mileena stomped her face in the dirt, promising to keep her alive and torture her. Going after Rico next, Ermac summoned Shao Kahn's Wrath Hammer, a weapon of great power for Mileena to wield, and she used it to smash Rico's face in. But the power of blood magic sustained him, and Ermac attempted to stop him. He could only hold Rico still for a short time, and Mileena was forced to team up with Kotal against him. Ermac held Rico still as best as he could as the group attacked him until Raiden, now being controlled by Havoc, stopped the battle. Ultimately, Rico was killed when Shinnok's amulet appeared inside him and Havoc took it. He took Ermac and used his many souls to power up the amulet before using it to take over the realms and break down the barriers surrounding the Netherrealm. But Kenshi's son Takeda appeared with newly granted weapons and stopped Havoc by cutting off his hand. Havoc's plot failed when he was defeated by Hanzo Hasashi, and Mileena freed Ermac. She was in a hurry to reclaim her rulership over Outworld since the throne was currently undefended, and Ermac was beginning to have second thoughts about serving her. She was too impulsive and rash to be a proper ruler, but for now, he remained alongside her. Mileena returned to Outworld and reclaimed the throne briefly, but Kotal and his allies plotted to remove her, and Ermac made the decision to betray her once he learned of her true origins during the events of Mortal Kombat X.
Speak your last, before I have your tongue.
You are not Shao Kahn's true heir. She is a construct, formed in Shang Tsung's flesh pits. I saw this. Your best claim to the throne is moot.
How dare you! I succeed Shao Kahn by his decree! Kill him! You will defend your empress!
Our creator Shao Kahn is dead. We will serve whom we choose.
Baraka is dead. Your last ally has left you.
Take her away.
We would serve the new ruler of Outworld.
Then you serve Kotal Kahn.
After Mileena was removed from power permanently, Ermac vowed to serve Kotal as the new Khan of Outworld. 5 years later, the civil war in Outworld raged on, and Mileena had Shinnok's amulet in her possession. She hired Kano to assassinate Kotal Khan, and Ermac was one of his defenders during the ambush. Kotal Khan survived the attack, and later Devora, once loyal to Kotal Khan, was revealed to have betrayed him and stole the amulet for Quan Chi. Earthrealm's newly formed Special Forces squad led by Cassie Cage found Ermac and his allies, attempting to follow Devora's trail, and they came to believe that the Earthrealmers were helping her.
the Earthrealmers. Devourer freed them.
Let's see what's worth learning in there. So many minds trapped inside.
We exist to serve, bound by Shao Kahn's magic.
Chaos. The voices.
We are many. You are one. Your abilities pale before us.
Devourer. And the Earthrealmers?
She stole the amulet, then helped them escape.
She betrayed us to the Thunder God.
Prepare the legions. We go to Earthrealm.
Kotal led his forces into Earthrealm believing that Raiden had betrayed Outworld and Ermac traveled with him. The last time Ermac was seen in Mortal Kombat X, he confronted Jax's daughter Jackie before Sub-Zero rescued the Special Forces team.
Hold that thought.
You are spawn of Jackson Briggs.
And damn proud of it. I know what you did to him.
We took your father's arms. We will take all of you.
For the remainder of Mortal Kombat X, Kotal was pushed back into Outworld and Ermac wasn't seen again. Shinnok was resurrected and defeated, and the realms were saved. In his possibly canon Mortal Kombat X ending, Ermac hears a voice calling to him, and encounters the deceased Shang Tsung.
Ermac searched the labyrinthine corridors of Shao Kahn's old fortress, searching for the source of a faint voice calling to him. Suddenly, a wisp of dust brushed his chest, wrenching free one of his many souls. The dust took the form of a man who began to consume soul after soul. As the weakened Ermac stared helplessly, he recognized the mysterious figure. The sorcerer Shang Tsung, returned from death.
During the events of Mortal Kombat 11, Shinnok's mother Kronika attempted to reset the universe and create a new perfect timeline. Ermac wasn't involved in this conflict, but he did make a non-canon appearance in Mortal Kombat 11's Crypt mode as one of the many bodies that could fall onto the spikes in the pit. With a new timeline created at the hands of the now godly Liu Kang, Ermac's ultimate fate, or whether he will come to exist at all, remains a mystery for now. And that is the story of the mysterious enigma known as Ermac.
You took my arms.
And now you seek revenge.
Let's call it my pound of flesh.
Ermac wins.
Since you made it to the end of this video, I assume you enjoyed it, so why don't you go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any new content. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, links in the description below, and if you'd like to support the channel, you can join my Patreon or become a channel member. This is Fabian, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.